it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my 12 Days of Christmas series. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use your dies and also use some iron-on as well as an easy press to make really cute little treat bags or gift bags for the holidays. And really these bags can be used for any occasion. So this is just die cuts that I die cut out with some iron-on. Again, this is a word die that I die cut, and then I used my Cricut Easy Press Mini and I transferred it on to this bag. So what you're going to need for this project is some Cricut iron-on, and that's what I have here. I have a few rolls, but I have other colors off screen. I also have a Cricut Easy Press Mini, and if you don't have this, you can use an iron. I also have my Easy Press mat. I also have some burlap bags that I picked up off Amazon, and they're various sizes. These are the smaller bags and I will link them below, but they do come in larger sizes and even smaller sizes depending on what your needs are. But they're little burlap bags, and they have these little drawstrings here on the top so they will tie shut. And then we are going to decorate these. You will also need any dies that you wish to use to decorate your bags. So starting out, I want to show you how I made this bag. I think it's so pretty, so I want to show you how I made that. And we are going to turn on our Cricut Easy Press. There is a button here on the side just in case you've never used one. Now I picked this up at Michael's. They sell them in the craft stores. They also sell them, I believe, on HSN. I've seen them before, but I don't know if they're on there anymore. You can probably get it on Amazon. And there's a button here on the side, so we're just going to turn that on. This first little mark here is low power. If you press it again, the second one is medium power, high power, and then off. So that button just rotates between the levels. So I'm going to turn it on medium power, and I'm going to let that warm up for a minute. Meanwhile, while that's warming up, I want to show you that when you go to Cricut.com, there is a heat guide on there, and it asks you, what are you using? Is it the Cricut Easy Press Mini, the Easy Press 2, or the Easy Press? So I'm using the Mini, so I'm just going to tap on that. And then as you scroll down, it wants to know what heat transfer material are you using. So I'm going to click this down arrow, and all of their different products are listed on here. And I'm going to be using glitter starting out. So I'm going to select that, and it wants to know what the material is that I'm trying to iron on. So I'm going to click the down arrow, and I'm actually trying to iron on burlap, which is the very first one. So you can see there's so many different choices in here, from polyester to cotton to corkboard to leather. So I'm going to click on burlap, and then I'm going to click apply, and it tells me that I should preheat my Easy Press for 5 seconds. So did you hear that beep? That means that it is preheated, and it should be on medium heat for 30 seconds. So when I apply the pressure, I'm going to apply it for 30 seconds with constant movement, firm pressure, and then I'm going to flip and press for 15 seconds. And it says warm peel, meaning that I'm going to peel it off while it's still warm. So it gives you all of the instructions here, okay? So that's what you're gonna do when you're using, depending on, what the iron-on material is, because some of them I have glitter, some of them are not glitter. So each time I change my material, I will need to switch this up and choose a different heat transfer material. Now I've already done my die cutting, and the dies that I'm going to be using are from the set. It's the Stamps of Life Christmas Flower A2 Swish Card Die Set, and this was sold on HSN. And actually, at the time of filming, I'm looking right now at their website, it is still for sale, and it is $21.95, and I will link that below in case you're interested in that. But it comes with a large poinsettia, comes with the medium size, which is the one that we're using in this project, and it comes with some of the leaves here, and it has a pine cone, and it also has a card base to make a swish card. So I'm just going to set that aside. I'm only using 3 dies for this project. So I've die cut the poinsettia out of some red glitter iron-on. I have 2 of these leaves out of green glitter iron-on, and I have the word peace, and this is just out of regular black iron-on. And this piece is from the Stamps of Life card kit from, I believe it was October. So you can use any word dies if you even want to use word dies at all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trim this down just a little bit because I don't want such a large leaf on my little bag. So I'm going to toss these. So to start out, I'm going to just prep my surface by just putting a little bit of heat on the surface. Okay. And once that is prepped, I'm going to lay out just where I want these because I want to be sure that I have everything in place because I will need to iron on 1 layer at a time. And that will go there, which is perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and let go of that. And I'm going to start with my leaves. So it said on the heat guide to apply constant pressure for 30 seconds. So I'm just going to use my timer on my phone and I'm going to press start. And I'm going to go ahead and apply these leaves. So I'm just kind of going to go over them until that gets to 30 seconds. And I love this mini because it is so nice. You can actually just hold it in your hand and work on little tiny projects. Now the Easy Press does sell larger ones, or I should say Cricut does sell larger Easy Press machines for if you are doing t-shirts and all of that, but I just wanted the mini because I don't work on t-shirts. Okay, so I'm just applying a little bit on the back. And then it says to go ahead and peel off while it's still warm. And look how pretty that is. So now we can apply the flower directly on top. So I'm going to reset my timer and I'm going to press start and we'll do the same thing for 30 seconds. So notice that I am actually applying layer upon layer. It will allow you to apply 1 layer and then apply, if you wanted to do another color, you can do that. Okay, so I'm just going to flip it over because it does tell me to flip it over and apply for another 15 seconds on the back side. Okay, so we'll flip that over and peel that away. And look at that. I just love this. I love how you can just use your dies to make personalized gifts. So here we're going to add the word peace. Now, for the word peace, I did not use glitter. So I'm going to come into my iPad and I'm going to switch this to Everyday Iron-On. And again, the material is burlap, so we'll go to apply. It still says medium for 30 seconds. So it's really the same thing as the last one. So let me just prep my surface. Just put a little bit of heat there. And we'll go ahead and do this for 30 seconds. Now you can make personalized anything. And if you wanted to do hats, or if you had little, maybe these pretty decorative bags like pencil holders or pen holders, you can personalize them with your dies. Okay, so let's stop that. I'm gonna turn this over, reset, and we're gonna go for another 15 seconds. And look how quick and easy this is. Now the Easy Press, what they say about the Easy Press is that the bottom of this, the heat is actually transferred throughout the entire base, whereas an iron, it's not throughout the entire base of the iron. So you can see this is the bottom of it and heat goes all throughout the thing, whereas with an iron, you might not have it transferred throughout the whole bottom. So that's what's nice about this when you're trying to do iron-on projects like I am. And look at that. Isn't that adorable? So that didn't take much time at all. All I did was die cut this and then heat set it on my bag, and then I can fill that with whatever goodies I want to. Now I have a couple other ones that I already have die cut that I want to go ahead and do with you just to show you a variety of options. For this bag, I used my Christmas tree to stamp die, and I die cut some green glitter paper, and I'm gonna put that Christmas tree right on there. And then I die cut the stem just out of some gold glitter paper. So I'm just gonna kind of measure this how I want this. So this point of the tree is actually gonna go all the way up to where that drawstring is. So let me go ahead and prep my surface. And then we'll set the tree there. and I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds. I'm going to flip that over and just go over that for 15 seconds. And again, remember all of these measurements and these times that I'm giving you, it's based on the type of Cricut iron-on you're using and the material. Okay, so let's go ahead and peel that off. Look how pretty that glitter is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that one already fell off. This actually has 3 different layers because that's how the die cut was. It's actually 3 different pieces. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous. That die also comes with this die where you can die cut little ornaments. There's Christmas lights, and I did that with some of my glitter paper. So I'm just gonna kind of position these where I think I might want them. Okay, so once I have them where I want them, I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer for 30 seconds. And then I will reverse that. We'll do this for another 15 seconds and then we'll peel the iron-on off. So let's go ahead and peel that away. Look at that. I love how you can layer on so that you can have a multicolors. Isn't that pretty? That set comes with a star as well. You can die cut the star, but if I were to put a star up here, it would end up going above the drawstring, and I don't know if I would like that. So I'm gonna leave the star off, but look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay guys, for this one, I am using the polar bear dies. You remember these polar bear dies? They just came out recently from the Stamps of Life. I think they were the they were the October Club set. And I die cut the polar bear out of just some regular white everyday iron-on. And again, this is not glitter, so it came out like butter with my dies. I mean, I did not have to weed much of anything out of there. I just had to poke the little eyes and the nose out because I want to add some black in there. So what I've done is I took this die again and I just die cut his face to give me the nose. So I have the nose here. I'm just gonna set that off to the side, as well as the eyes. So I actually poked one of the eyes out and the other eye is still in there, and I'll worry about those a little bit later. And I also wanted the little part of his feet to be in the black as well. So I die cut the black part just of his feet, and look, just like with your dies, you can paper piece. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just piecing that one away, and I'm going to piece the other one away for the other foot. So I'm just trimming what I need from the black portion of that die, and I'm going to trim away the white because I don't want to use the white. Okay, so I'm gonna iron first the white part, and then I will piece in the other parts as I need them. Now I also did the hat, and I didn't want to do, I actually did the hat out of red and then green glitter. I didn't want to do the traditional red and white because if I did the white and the bottom, I just think the white with the white polar bear was too much white. So I wanted to have some contrast. So that's where the green comes in. So I'm going to just piece away the bottom green part of this die cut. Okay, so that is going to be on the bottom. So I'm going to cut this part as well. And then I'm gonna do the pom-pom in green. So I'm gonna trim off the pom-pom in the red, trim off the pom-pom in the green. And these are the pieces that I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and start by adhering the bear, and make sure you put him down far enough so that when you add his hat, there is still plenty of room there at the top, okay? So I'm going to just do the bear. So let me go ahead and just heat up my surface. I'm gonna put him as far down as I can, centered, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer for 30 seconds. Now, as I go through this, keep in mind that it may not seem like 30 seconds to you because I will be fast forwarding some of this as I go through. So before I flip this over, I'm going to go ahead and add my little piece for the bottom of the foot. And I'm going to do the other one. Okay, now I'm going to add the nose. And we'll add the eyes. Now, this is so tiny, and I'm thinking I probably should just put some black 3D ink on here instead of worrying about this heat transfer. I don't even know if this is going to work. And if it doesn't work, that's where we're going to go next. All right, let me do the nose first. All right, so let's see if this works. All right, let's go ahead and add his hat. Actually, we're going to need to go ahead and peel this back. Okay, so I already peeled that up, and now I'm just going to add this little pom-pom. Now his little eye came up, so I'm going to have to reapply another one. And I probably would not do these eyes. I probably would just get some 3D ink or some Nuvo drops and apply it that way, because these are such small spaces. Okay, so I'm just taking the backing off of that. All right, so isn't that adorable? So there's how you can use your dies, and you can paper piece. I messed up a little bit here on the foot. I didn't bring that black part close enough into his leg, so you can see some of the burlap bag between it. But in that case, you can use the heat resistant tape, which obviously I did not use because it's still here in the packaging. And you can just tape your die cuts together where you want them and then use your easy press over top of it. But I think that turned out so cute. Look at that. Isn't that adorable to give to a child and put some treats in? For this next one, I'm going to be using these snowflakes, and I got the snowflakes from the Snowflake background die, and this is a Stamps of Life die, and I just die cut the entire background out of some just everyday white iron-on from Cricut. When I use the solid color of the iron-on, it cuts out like butter. So these snowflakes were so easy just to take out of here and use them. Now I'm not going to be using all of them, so that's why I left some in here. I only took out the ones that I wanted. Now I do want to point out, because that is such an intricate die, and when I tried to die cut it on the glitter paper, I couldn't get it quite out of the die without trying to cut apart what I wanted. So it didn't do a very good job of cutting it with the glitter paper. But you can experiment on the different papers or the different iron-ons that you use. Sometimes I have to run it through a couple times. But like I said, sometimes the glitter is a little bit harder to cut than the solid. But nevertheless, I am going to be using the white with the snowflakes. I was able to die cut the joy out of the silver glitter paper, and that came out without any issues. So I don't know what it was with the snowflake die and the glitter paper. But these are the pieces that I'm going to use. This sentiment is on HSN. It's for sale on HSN, and I will link that below. So I'm just going to position these here where I want them, and I'm going to iron them on. So I'm going to start on the bottom. So I'm just going to prep my surface here. I'm going to start with the bottom snowflakes. I'm going to add my word joy to the middle. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Here's another bag that I created using the Merry Christmas die set. This was on HSN. It's from the Stamps of Life. And then these are from the Poinsettia card die that I used earlier. So here's another bag that I created, and you can see how you can personalize them with your alphabet dies. And I used the Punch Alpha uppercase and the lowercase dies from the Stamps of Life. Now I will say that if you are going to use your alphabet dies, try and pick some dies that are a little bit thicker, because it was a little bit hard to weed down the thinness of this die. So you can see how thin and intricate those letters are. It was just a little bit harder to weed. I had to use my scissors to try and cut them out for the most part. But if you use a thicker die, it'll work much better. So again, you can personalize little gift bags for your grandchildren, your children, for teachers. I think this turned out super cute. So here are all the little treat bags that I made, and I just love how you can just use your dies and die cut out some iron-on and then use a easy press or an iron and just iron it on to any fabric or any little decoration that you want and use these as a holiday gift. And then just so you can see what this would look like filled, I just put some candies in here, and you don't have to use a ribbon, but I just added a decorative ribbon just to make it just have a little bit more pop. And if you didn't want to, you don't have to, and I'll show you what that looks like. So without the ribbon, you just have the closed tie, and that's perfectly fine too. And then you can put any type of little treats in here. Here I just have some Hershey's Nuggets, but you can put candles, you can put little miniature, maybe hand sanitizers or lotions or nail polish, any type of little Christmas treat. So if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And be sure to stay tuned for my next video in my 12 Days of Christmas series. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.